So many folks from the UK and other Western countries are going to Dubai and all over the world to take back control of their lives. Suddenly, not only does the UK government have something to say about it, but a lot of their useful idiots have something to say about it. And they said, I left the UK and I've challenged my friends. What's so great about Great Britain anymore? What is it? And they said, my friends couldn't really think of much. So if there's nothing great about it, why would you stay? I personally have a buy rating on visiting London for the holidays or visiting Scotland in the summer. I've got a sell rating on living in the UK. The taxes are too high and the culture is too toxic. And so forget the fact that Rachel Reeves wants to take more of your money, wants to dismiss your entrepreneurial achievements. Let's look at something from a head of asset management at some random company that I found on LinkedIn. He's going to try and shame you, as have so many dozens of other people that I've seen, into staying put because the country you were born in somehow must be the country that you should live in for the rest of your life.
I am a British man who has spent months and months traveling around America. And just yesterday, an American turned to me and he asked me this question. He said, "What is life really like in the UK?" I was born and bred in the UK, I'm 29. The UK is very isolated. That's the best way I can explain it. It feels like the UK is cut off from the rest of the world. It doesn't feel like real life. When you come to America, you will experience real life, real freedom, real adventure, real space. The UK feels very cut off from everywhere else. Yeah, you're near France, Germany, but we don't really interconnect with the other countries in the UK, so it feels very cut off. When you come to America, it feels like you have been opened up to a new planet. That's the best way to explain it.
Why are Brits leaving the UK?
Let's take a look at what the data says. If you live in London, along with about 13% of the UK's population, you're going to end up spending about £1,100 a month on costs as a single person. If you're on the minimum wage, that leaves you with about £500 a month to live on, which puts London as among the most expensive places to live in Europe relative to wages. Now, you don't have to live in London, of course, but while costs are lower outside the capital, wages are too. The average annual salary in London is about £15,000 higher than the average annual salary in the Northeast, which means that it's going to be pretty hard to save up enough to be able to move to London, or you're going to have to take a big salary hit if you do decide to leave. One recent study showed that the richest 50 families in the UK have more wealth than the bottom 50% of the population, in part thanks to bailouts, tax cuts, and constant government intervention in support of vested interests. If our politicians don't turn things around soon, the UK is going to start facing a similar problem to many poor countries, the brain drain. And no one is really going to be able to blame anyone for leaving.